What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Screen Printing Real Talk. I remind Jamal, I'm sitting here with Rick Province, the owner of Ohio Ink Supply. So guys, today we are going to be talking about ink.
Ink. Right? Good old ink.
Good old ink.
You need it.
Different types of ink.
Different types.
Right.
So we got three main types that we offer. Now we're gonna pick a little bit on Fluid Inks, which is our brand, right? You can get different brands, Wilflex, Triangle, all of it, in my opinion, is good ink, at least on those two brands. I'm gonna pick a little bit though on my brand, Fluid Inks. We have Discharge, we have water-based, we have Plastisol. What are the differences?
Right, that's the question.
Okay. So we got water-based over here on your left. Water-based inks, you can print direct right to corrugated. It's air dry, so it's a little less forgiving when you're starting. So as you're screen printing, it's wanting to dry up on you. So when you screen print, you're gonna wanna flood coat that, put another layer of ink over top of it. So after you scrape all the ink off with a squeegee, transfers through the screen onto whatever you're printing, you're gonna wanna end that cycle with a flood coat. So you're kind of like just putting a thin layer over top the screen so it doesn't dry up in the screen.
Okay.
Fluid ink, go ahead.
Well, you said a word in there.
Okay.
That I didn't recognize.
What do we got?
Corrugated. What is that?
Corrugated is just like, it could be boxes.
Okay.
It could be corrugated, anything paper that's absorbent.
I got you. So
Yeah.
Cardboard.
So, but when I said corrugated, I meant like cardboard. Yeah. So like over on the left here, you can print boxes with water-based black. In most cases too, it doesn't require a double hit. You know, it just is a one and done kind of gig. You can also use it on garments. So like t-shirts, it gives you like a softer feel to it.
Okay.
It's more distressed, more fashion forward feel.
Soft.
Nice and soft. We have various amounts of colors there that you can choose from. Moving over here to the middle, which is Discharge. We have a fluorescent line, so it gives you these hot colors.
Right.
Discharge, you need 100% cotton garment.
Okay.
And what happens with Discharge is you add an activating powder to it. So you put it in by volume. It's like 4 to 6% by weight. So whatever your job is gonna need, you mix in a little bit, 4 to 6% of it by weight, mix it up, put it on your screen, print it on 100% garment, 100% cotton garment.
Okay.
And as it's going through the dryer, what it's doing is it's releasing, like the shirt I'm wearing here, it's releasing the actual dye, in this case it would be black, of the garment, and re-infusing whatever color that you mix with it.
Oh.
So it's not an ink per se necessarily. It's more of like a dye, for lack of better terms. If that makes sense.
So off the cuff, no fluff.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Look. So discharge activator.
Yeah.
Right. So is this saying like it's discharging the color of the t-shirt?
Boom.
So it's like taking that out.
Boom.
The color of the t-shirt and applying the color of the ink.
Yep.
Where the color of the t-shirt used to be.
Boom.
Broke it down, didn't I? I broke it down, didn't I?
That was nice.
Okay.
All right. So it's important though when you're doing discharge that you want good, you want a good flue on your dryer, because all that discharge is coming off with the heat. It's going to get sucked out. You want it to blow outside. You don't want it in the basement or the garage,
right,
or in the shop. It's strong. So
okay. You said a good flue?
Like a flue, you know, it's an inline flue or something to suck the air out.
Like
exhaust. Boom. That's a better word.
See?
Exhaust.
Right.
He's thinking I got the flu.
You got the right.
You can also go with bases. Instead of putting pigment in with an ink, you can go with like a clear base. A clear with a little bit of activator is just gonna take a little bit of the dye out. A white is gonna work just like an ink. So we have a white base and a clear base.
Okay.
So a white's gonna take the ink out, or take the dye out of the shirt, re-infuse it with whatever color.
Okay.
By the way, very cool. All of our water-based inks are dischargeable. So if you, not only is it for fluorescent ink, but any of our water-based inks in the fluid ink line, you can add some discharge activator to it and it'll work the same, just like a discharge ink.
Okay, that's cool. And I just thinking that you would want to do the discharge because sometimes the color of the shirt can actually come through the ink
right
a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
it's totally it's actually really good for both occasions. It's good for vibrancy because it's removing all the dye out if you use a pigment or a water-based ink to reinfuse that dye.
Okay.
It's good for longevity because it's not an ink sitting on top of the garment like we'll get to over here at Plastisol, most common. It's actually dyeing that garment.
Okay.
So literally it's not gonna crush or like peel or crack over the course of time. It is the shirt.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Moving over here to the last of the fluid ink line and most common, which is Plastisol. Plastisol's more of a plastic polymer based ink. It's cured at 300 to 320 degrees. You screen print it just like you normally would. It sits on top of the garment, kind of bites in and infuses itself into the fabric and then cures. It is gonna sit on top of the garment. It's not seeping in or reinfusing or re-dyeing the garment like a discharge might.
Okay.
Most common though by far. And then one that I don't have a sample of because I just didn't want to smell up our studio here. But
thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
It's a solvent base. It is a little more smelly. It is a little more harsh to the nose, but it's great for flat substrate like PVCs or corrugated plastic for yard signs.
Right.
So we carry a line through InkTech, and they drop ship for us right from their manufacturer in Canada. So that's a great ink for that, for all your flat substrate folks.
Okay. Is that the same thing as this right here?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So all this is screen printed with solvent-based ink.
Okay. So we ran through the different types.
Yes.
Okay. I would think that the Plastisol would be the cheaper option.
It is because of demand.
Because of the demand. Okay.
Right.
That's the one that people use the most.
Now,
okay.
Yeah, it's the most cheapest, but it's the most common. I think because of ease of use, it's more forgiving. You could crack this can open and leave it open for a long time. It might thicken up with different pressures outside or different temperatures. You can thin it out and reuse it. But it's not going to fully cure until it reaches 320 degrees.
Okay.
As opposed to water base, as soon as you crack it open, it's wanting to start to dry up on you.
Right.
So it's a little more forgiving. It's easier to use. The price on water base in some occasions is lower.
Okay.
But it's harder to use because it's going to start drying up.
Water base is going to evaporate.
Right.
More.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And also I noticed the fluorescent colors, those are a little more expensive, right? For the different, like if you go to a fluorescent or whatever.
Yeah, any of your hot colors that require a little more pigment, a little more chemistry in there to make it right. Even sunshades you'll find with Plastisol or any other type of ink for that matter, it requires more pigment to make it more vibrant, is gonna be a little more costly, but cool.
And in all of these, you can get a plethora of colors.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I think off the top of my head, we have 30 now colors of Plastisol, and about the same for each of these. So yeah, absolutely.
So even if you don't have it, can you mix colors and make
we're coming out with a mixing system that will offer an online software. You can plug in color values, PMS numbers, and it'll spit out your mixing with weights. But right now it's going to be all like to the eye. There's no mixing system right now. Triangle, however, that we do sell, they do sell a mixing system for sure. Yep.
That's dope. I think I had another question, man. I'm trying to ask, like I said, all the questions that I think somebody else would ask. Okay, I got it. All right. So just getting into screen printing.
Okay.
All right. So I just heard all these different options. I'm like, yo, okay, I want to go with this one. I like these hot colors. I like the fact that the discharge removes the color from the shirt and then applies the actual ink on, instead of just on top of the color of the shirt. So as far as the instructions on how to do what you just said? I know you said it, but is there like somewhere where people can like, or does it come with it or what?
It's all, everything that we sell online has a tech sheet and an SDS available on the product page of the website.
Okay.
So you can download everything. And then also if you need any support or help, we're available online or over the phone if you need help.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay.
We got you.
Yeah.
We
all
got
right.
you.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got you.
All right, y'all. So is that?
That's it.
That's it for
That's
the ink?
pretty basic. Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's the ink. Let us know what you think. Okay. Leave comments below, guys. If you have any questions, please ask.
Please do.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Smash that notification bell so you will get an alert for our next episode of.
Wait for it. Okay.
What is it called again?
Screen printing.
Real talk. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.